YouTube, welcome
We might
back.
have a good
It has
episode.
been a solid 2 weeks since our last episode. Very much my fault. I had to work. Part of the working class. But anyways, today's topics are we're going to talk about Travis Kelce. Is he overrated, underrated, or exactly rated how he's supposed to be? Our other two topics today are should the Lakers be taken more seriously? And who should win NBA MVP? We're going to start the episode off with talking about Travis Kelce, because I know a certain somebody in here thinks he's overrated.
Alright, let me first say he would not be as respected and as great as he is if it was not for Mahomes and the relationship he has with Mahomes.
I'm kind
Dude
of.
was on
Let him
pace.
finish, Mike. Let him finish.
I'm so ready.
Dude,
Let him finish, Mike.
dude was already like Mahomes got drafted 2017. Didn't really play. Like he played a little bit in 2017, but didn't start until 2018. 2018 is when you see a massive jump, like a good jump in Travis Kelce's stats. Now, before that, bro was putting up like legit number one tight ends like status. Like he was a massive producer from a tight end position. But once Mahomes came in, that dude turned into a tight end. Or, like, not a tight end, turned into a receiver. Like, the chemistry that he had with Mahomes, especially when you look at with Tyreek Hill and everything, like, a lot of the plays broke down. And then the chemistry that him and Mahomes had, he just found the open spot and was wide the fuck open. Then, like, you look at now... Even before dude got old as shit, dude, honestly, Chiefs should have not signed him to a 3-year contract. Dude is washed at this point. Like, he's still producing. He could be tight end 1 on multiple teams, but some teams he'd be tight end 2. My thing is,
can I ask you a question, bro?
Go ahead.
Where do you have him ranked all time with tight ends?
Honestly, I don't fully consider him tight end, bro. Like, once him and Mahomes, that's what they label him as. You know, when you get when you get a really good linebacker that can rush the quarterback and could almost be a D end, but they classify him as a linebacker for salary purposes.
But he lines up on the line and he.
I know that's where he lines up.
I got the perfect argument for this one. Why wasn't Jimmy Graham classified as a wide receiver then?
Okay, for one, Jimmy Graham, like, that's two different things. Jimmy Graham was making plays within the offense without Drew Brees having to go run around and figure out shit. If Travis Kelce was truly elite, he would break the coverage within the designed play instead of having wait for Mahomes to go do scramble drill and then find the open position.
Okay,
scramble drill is the most difficult thing for a defense to cover.
I'm done. Bro, first of all, you realize Mahomes' ability to do so is because of Travis Kelce's like awareness of spatial. Like he doesn't run routes; he just knows how to get open. Secondly,
why doesn't he get open before scramble drill starts? That's my question.
I mean, he is a tight end too, though. So you got to realize some plays are designated for him to be kind of hesitant.
Not just that, but bro, Travis Kelce was already considered elite and one of the best tight ends before Mahomes got there. Like people forget when Alex Smith was there, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce were already like
he was putting up solid numbers. No,
Tyreek Hill before he was even there. It was Dwayne Bowe as the wide receiver 1. So. Really and truly, the only threat on KC's offense was Travis Kelce when Alex Smith was QB1.
And then, just from the historic standpoint of it, I don't know any great tight end that didn't play with a great quarterback. From Gronk to Jimmy Graham to Shannon Sharp, like all of them they had John Elway, they had Tom fucking Brady, like so.
Dude, this is where it comes into play the scramble drill effect, though. When the quarterback scrambles, that is the most easiest a receiver tight end has to get open.
When
you look at Gronkowski, when you look at like all the other great tight ends you just listed, bro, Their quarterbacks weren't fucking scrambling around and making plays. Like,
I don't think
honestly, the Chiefs'
I don't
offense
think
is
that
100.
hurts Kelsey though. I think that helps him because that's what makes him elite.
Alex Smith also
No,
wasn't
because
scrambling
like,
around like Mahomes was either.
but like,
Right.
okay, what I'm saying though, like, you're missing my first point. I'm saying Travis Kelsey is overrated compared to what he would have been without Mahomes. Like Mahomes, the fact that he plays
No.
Mahomes is
That's
making him
what I'm saying.
overrated because
I'm
Burrow
trying to
would
get
not
that.
be putting up the numbers he has with Mahomes
I'm
if he had
trying
a
to get
regular
to
like
that
pocket
point
passing
though.
quarterback. Get to
My
it.
my thing is you're saying this in reverse, in my opinion. You're saying Pat Mahomes made Travis Kelsey better, and my thing is no. Travis Kelsey made Pat Mahomes better, and the numbers support that because you just said yourself that he's tailed off. And what has happened to Mahomes' numbers since Travis Kelsey tailed off and started getting older?
But
When
they've
Travis
also had
Kelsey
worse
was
receivers
in his
once that
prime,
happened.
but
They've also
Travis
had worse
Kelsey,
receivers.
you just pointed out the fact that Travis Kelsey was putting up receiver numbers. That doesn't just help Kelsey. Who else does that fucking help? Do you think that Pat Mahomes wins 3 Super Bowls without Travis Kelsey? Because I don't.
No, because that motherfucker was wide open on almost every scramble drill.
I
But
mean,
they
that's
didn't
kind of the
scheme
point of
that open,
scramble
so
drill.
how did he get open? That's him.
But
That's also
no,
the
so
point
my
of
thing
scramble
is,
drill, though.
the point I'm making though is the tight ends I would put over him, Jimmy Graham, Gronk, they got open within the play without scramble drill. Scramble drill is so much
How does
easier
that
for
hurt you,
a
though?
receiver offensive player to get open.
Then
No,
why
I'm
doesn't
saying,
everybody do it?
okay, would Jimmy Graham, Gronk's stats not be way better than what they were if they had a quarterback like Mahomes that was mobile and moved around?
They
Where
played with Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
I'm
And
about to say they arguably got top 5 quarterbacks that was throwing to
Also,
them
like
still.
Travis Kelsey's a little bit smaller than what Gronk and Jimmy Graham was. Jimmy Graham was
Well, okay.
6'7", Gronk was 6'6". Gronk
This
was
is-
pretty
okay.
much like the most unguardable player in the league. And also to like argue with like stats wise, before Mahomes took over
Okay.
in 2018, Travis Kelsey was still one of the very more
Yeah,
consistent
I've already
tight
said
ends in
this.
the league.
I've already said this. His stats were inflated once Mahomes came in. And honestly, I don't think it's a Mahomes thing. I think it's a Chiefs offensive systematic thing. Because
But how-
when you
you
look
say
at the
that-
Chiefs, after Mahomes got there, when you look at the Chiefs, how many times did they, like, more times than not, their offense went into scramble drill mode? Because their offense, unless it was some trick play or some play designed to, like, get a speed receiver open deep or something, it was going into scramble drill. So majority, like,
keep saying that, but that's not a bad thing. If you're able to do all,
but it's easier. It's easier.
No, it's not.
But I will also say
No, it is. Have you played defense and had a guard offense when they're in scramble drill?
Shit is hard as.
Do you know what you're doing?
Simon.
7 seconds.
Hang on, before y'all say anything, do you know what a tight end and receiver, anybody who's running routes, when your QB's in scramble drill, what is your receivers or anybody who's ever running routes?
Anybody that's downfield, they get open. Anybody that's downfield gets open.
You
And the
just
quarterback's
want
out of
to-
the pocket.
The quarterback
On
is
the move.
looking for.
When you're in
Hold on,
scramble
Chris.
drill, it's immediately get open at all costs. That's and Travis.
And
Kelce-
he's-
Dude,
Hold on.
and that's so much easier to do. That dude, you don't understand how much easier that's to do compared to the quarterback staying in the pocket and a receiver running a designed route.
I'll say this.
A route that you've had film over, like you know how to study everything.
Simon, let me ask you a question then.
Because scramble drill can happen in a split second.
Hold on, T. Simon, let me ask you a question. So how do you feel about George Kittle and Mark Andrews?
Mark Andrews, I mean, he's a great tight end. I
So
don't.
they run great routes, but they also
I don't
get
put him
stats
up.
off
I
of
still don't
scramble.
put him up there. I still don't put him up there with Gronk, Jimmy Graham. Like, I don't put him in. Like,
Hold on, so
no.
you want to take George Kittle over Jimmy Graham?
No, okay, I would take George. Dude, George Kittle's up there. That dude does more design. Like,
But
he does more designed.
But that's what I'm saying. But no, but
And he
he's
blocks
blocking
way
right
better. He blocks way better than Travis Kelce.
All right, cool.
Like, that's
Hold on,
another
hold on.
aspect that's
But
major
hold
into
on.
that.
But hold
When
on,
he
you
can
can't
block-
say you would take him over. You can't say you would take him over Jimmy Graham when George Kittle do get stats off of scramble drill. It's been
But
plenty
not
of
as much.
times Brock Purdy got out.
Not near as much as what Travis Kelce gets.
But all right, but I can also make the case Travis Kelce get more touchdowns through design routes than he do scramble drill.
Also, if your QB
Okay,
is
he-
scrambled,
and I will say
what's that
that's
say about
I will
your
say
own
that's
line?
fair. I will say that's fair. What you made, like, well, the point you made said, because that's part, like, the Chiefs, when they get close to the red zone, they get very smart with their play calling. They design shit up that's very smart. Like, Chiefs are a difficult offense to stop in the red zone due to the play, like, their play call, what they do down there. But you have to get to the red zone and get close to the end zone first.
But my
So how do
thing
they
is,
get there?
Simon,
Scramble drill.
What's that
bro,
say about your
my
own line if
thing,
your QB's always in
but
scramble
but
drill?
but
Yeah,
Simon, I
they're not
think
a good
what
line.
you're taking is you're taking something. You're saying that it's easy, which is not. Because if it was, everybody could do it. Is this
I'm
something
saying
that
it's
they make?
easier than playing
Hold
within
on.
the play.
It's something that they make look easy. If everybody could do that, they would.
Oh
It's the
no,
reason
you're
why
taking that
they're
the
the
wrong
best.
way. No, okay.
I pick you up
Cover
because
a
I don't
receiver. No,
anticipate.
go cover a tight end or a receiver without the quarterback scrambling. It is way easier to do that compared to covering a tight end or a receiver down the field. You cover their initial route, and then all of a sudden the quarterback breaks without any
Okay.
warning. Quarterback takes off, and as soon as he takes off, the receiver, the tight end, instantly breaks in any direction just to get open. They're gonna
If
That's
it
more
was,
of a
they're gonna
defensive
break when their
thing down.
leverage favors them. That's way
if
more
it was
difficult
that easy,
than a
why
design
doesn't
route.
if it
But
was
that's more
that
of a
easy, why doesn't everybody do it then?
and that's more of a
It's not
defensive thing.
easy.
That's more of a defensive discipline than it would be against Travis Kelsey. Because as a linebacker, that's not Fred Warner or Derwin James not going to leave Travis Kelsey because they see
You're
Pat
not leaving
Mahomes
them.
scrambling out.
You're not. You're staying glued. When the quarterback leaves the pocket, you glue yourself to somebody. You glue
But that's
yourself
what I'm
to the nearest
saying.
Do that
person.
Oh,
too.
you can make the case it's harder
But do you know how
then.
much harder it is to glue yourself to somebody you have no clue where they're about to fucking go? Like, they can do anything at
Ideally,
that point.
ideally, if Pat Mahomes roll out to the right, Travis Kelsey is going to go on the right because he
We've
wants to
seen
make sure Pat
Mahomes
Mahomes is
throw
able to get
across
a
the
pass
field
off.
so many times. We've seen Mahomes throw that mug way across the field, do crazy throws that we have never seen before.
How do you feel
So
about
when
the
he goes into
Steelers?
travel drill, there's no normal rules.
So who your favorite? Who your team?
Dude, I don't really have a team.
But
I
what
don't
I'm
trust the
saying is,
Cowboys. I
Wait,
don't, like,
I'm glad you brought that up because Jason Witten did the exact same shit.
dude, Jason Witten made his living off the
Oh,
option route. Jason Witten
if
made
I'm
his
not
living off the
mistaken, too.
option route,
No, no,
which
no,
is
no.
very.
Oh, because what you say, I don't know any tight end that wasn't great at what you're saying. That's what makes them great. When the play breaks down, you have to be able to get open. That
you
is
But
need a
not.
safety blanket.
it's the fact that, like,
That's
he's
what they
not.
do, and he's the best at doing that.
Okay, I remember watching games with Jason Witten. They run an option route for him, and he gets open.
No, no,
Like, I
no, no,
remember
no.
seeing.
But
That's what he
that's the
made his living
thing.
off of. Look it up.
Okay, but you're making it seem like every play that Travis Kelsey makes is just breaking
Dude,
down. No, he
I'm going to
can
say
run
50.
routes
I'm
too.
willing to say
He does
50%.
both.
I'm willing to say 50% of his catches are scramble drill. 50 to
Who says
25% of
that?
his catches are scramble drill. That is very high.
But that's still not
That's
majority or like half.
And
It's still
50% half.
if your QB is always having
but
to scramble, that means you have the worst
And
offensive line.
hold on, because we ain't even brought up the
That's
fact
our
that
organizational fault.
it's not just scramble drills, but what about Travis Kelsey's ability to run after the catch too? Because you can talk about the scramble drill, but once he gets the ball, what is he doing? Like,
Bro's really talented at that point.
bro, to me, Travis Kelsey is like top 2 tight end of all time. The numbers support that too. The only person you could argue is Gronk.
Tony
And I would take Gronk over Travis, 100%.
Yeah.
but all right, no one's
that
arguing
too.
that though.
Nobody's
But if we-
arguing that though.
But if we talking
But no.
skill set, hold on. But if we talking skill set, Travis Kelsey is the most skilled tight end.
I would
Thank
say
you.
Kettle.
Oh,
I
for
would
route
say
running?
Kettle. I would
I
say
would-
Kettle's
I
the
would-
most
I would-
all-around tight
How?
end.
All right, what
No,
do
Travis
what does
Kelsey in his prime was the most athletic, skilled tight end.
what does
He was a tight end you could give a screen to, and he takes it to the house.
But that's what I'm saying. You giving him a negative.
Overrated.
But
When
what
it's
is it?
positive.
What are his stats based on? It's not what he can do; it's what he has done.
That's like
But he
somebody
can
saying
do.
that's like somebody saying Steph Curry only scores points because he can shoot threes. No shit, he's the greatest at shooting threes, so of course he's going to do
He also
that.
got a mad
That's how
floater.
they
He's got a
gonna
mad floater.
But that's what
When-
we're trying to tell you. Travis Kelsey has so many aspects to his game, and you're knocking one of them, which most people consider to be a positive to him.
That's also like
And to be honest with
a
you,
knock on Brady and Brees saying they only have as many yards as they do because they played for so long.
but then it's like also looking at it where it's like, all right, cool. You can't hate me when my quarterback get in a distress situation. I ease it for him because that's my job. I'm supposed to be a safety blanket. He has to rely on me. That's like me criticizing Devontae Adams or any receiver when the play breaks up, and I'm like, Devontae ran and got into the gap of the zone and caught a pass. That's what I'm supposed to do. You can't
That's
judge me
also
for doing my
no.
job.
Okay, you're
That's
supposed
also
to
why
do
we
that.
said Tyreek Hill was a Pro Bowler when he was with the Chiefs. That was when he was a specialist at. So how does Travis Kelce get knocked for doing the same thing from the tight end position?
Okay, you're bringing in Tyreek Hill. I could talk about Tyreek Hill, but that dude has better, like, more consistent stats outside of the scramble drill that backs up his like
Hold
legacy.
Half
on.
it, half, nah, half of his shit, nah,
You cannot say that.
half of his
Dude's
shit
a
came from scramble
burner.
drill. Half of his
You
shit
give
came
him
from
a
scramble
slant, and he's
drill.
gone.
All right,
Bro,
cool. But what about the times where Pat Mahomes chunk it downfield because he had to scramble out and then Tyreek just took off downfield because he was already ahead of somebody and he
But he
gets a wide
doesn't.
open play?
What I said though, you missed what I said. His stats are not as like the percentage of his stats is not as large as Travis Kelsey's is when it comes to scramble drill. Like
But you can't
if
criticize
Travis
me when
Kelsey was
everybody does it.
if Travis Kelce, I'm not no, not everybody does it. No, that's what you're supposed to do. But Travis Kelsey does it on a way higher frequency than anybody else.
is it?
If Travis
Is it?
Kelsey was
No.
the true, if
Here's the
Travis
thing.
Kelsey, if he was a true security blanket, he'd get open before scramble drill started more often.
But that's not on me. That's
I
on the
mean,
O line. That's on the
Is it
I know
line.
that's on
on
Travis
frequency
Kelsey
or is it?
getting
Hold
open
on.
early.
Hold on. I will say this though. What makes it harder though, because you gotta realize like most tight ends, it's harder to be open off rip like that because one, they're big in size. And two, they have like short basic routes, so they don't really have like techniques to get open like that.
We just said he's one of the most
Also,
athletic
also,
people, skilled.
you're also missing
So
another stat too before he even runs his route. Is he on the line chipping a D in before he runs his full route?
he lines up in the slot a decent amount.
He lines up from, but no, you
And
can't.
even then,
He lines up everywhere. Yeah.
even then, that still stays my case. It's like you can't expect him to to break open. Because like I said, you gotta take his roster into consideration. You gotta take his size
But
and his weight into consideration.
also, I don't think you taking into consideration he gets the best defensive assignment. Derwin James is not like, let me go on Rasheed Rice.
That
He's like,
part.
I'm gonna take Travis Kelsey. Everybody, even Jalen Ramsey was on Travis Kelsey. You didn't see
He
Jalen
still
Ramsey
does
lining up
it.
on what's his name? What's the short dude Worthy? You can see Jalen Ramsey being like, I'm gonna go get Xavier Worthy. He like, I'm gonna go get Travis.
But again,
Even at this age.
this goes back to my point of majority. I feel like at least half, if not 25% of his stats come from scramble drill,
That's
which
Well,
is
what
a
we're
lot
telling you
easier to
is
get open
you're the
on
only
against the
person
best
that
person.
that's
we
also
hear
going
you
to,
when you say that. We're just saying we don't agree that that's a negative, bro. Because
Yeah.
you
But
said he does it at a higher frequency, but we're saying no, he just does it at a higher level than everybody else.
and to
Which
be
makes
honest,
him
And I
better
don't think he
for
does it at a higher level. I think if you gave other people
he
the
does.
same amount of
The stats
opportunities as he's had, they would have
no,
a more
the
inflated
stats say he
stats.
does. The
I
stats
don't
say
think
he does.
but how don't they get the same opportunities? It's a scramble drill. Find a pocket in the zone and get open. If Travis
Devontae
Kelsey's doing it,
Adams. I'm gonna
wait.
bring the. Go ahead.
If Travis Kelsey's being guarded by Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, or Pat Surtain, or anybody, and he's still finding a way to get open, even at scramble drills against great defenders, I can't be like, oh well, he's doing it at a higher clip than everyone else. Like he's the only one getting opportunities. That's more of an O line problem and defensive discipline because
Think.
you can stay
My
in your
bad,
zone.
man.
No, you're good. You can stay in your zone. If we're in cover two, cool. Someone should be in the middle, right? If that person in the middle not in his actual zone, and Travis Kelsey like, all right, cool, let me go and get there. I can't be like, oh well, here he go getting another scramble catch. It's like I'm doing what I'm
Oh
supposed to do.
Bro,
no, that's different. He's great at finding the hole in zones.
but think
He's great
about
at
It's the
that.
same
think
thing.
about what you're saying, bro. Throwing over the middle of the
It's not the
field
same
is
thing.
the hardest part of the game. Like it's so congested and crowded, and he finds the space every time. That is not easy to do. That's what
Hey,
makes him special. That's what makes Mahomes special because when he scrambles out, he know 87 about to get open somewhere, and that's because Travis Kelsey is that great at doing that.
Also, the fact
See,
like
my thing is,
Prime Travis
I'm gonna bring
Kelce
up-
was also cooking top corner, like the top 3 corners in the league consistently when he was very young.
Dude, okay,
Before
I'm gonna bring up
Mahomes got
Devontae
there
Adams
too,
into this.
he been doing this shit. Like he was doing this shit with Alex Smith. So I don't get where the Mahomes aspect comes in.
Okay,
Yes, his
you got-
numbers is gonna get better when he gets a better quarterback. But that's like saying Randy Moss numbers got better when he played with Brady.
Okay, and I honestly, like, I don't view. I view Travis Kelce as this: a great tight end against the zone,
He's a
an
great man.
average tight end against man coverage.
That's
When
crazy.
scramble drill starts,
Crazy, bro.
he's elite. But like outside of that, no. Like I don't think he's also like, average was a little like bad for man coverage. He's above average in man coverage, but he's not elite in man coverage.
Bro,
Like
Travis
Devontae Adams,
Kelce
look at
cooking
if you look at
Derwin
the-
James.
Devontae Adams when he was with the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. They did a lot of scramble drill. They did a lot of scramble drill.
And we called him the best receiver in the league.
Like that dude also did design route stuff though. He would still do his design
does
route more
Travis,
often
though.
than we're like.
But
Like,
so does
Travis
Travis.
does too.
And if Travis getting goal line situation, 9 times out of 10, guess what? They going man coverage. He get the best defensive assignment. Boom, zig route. Cool, open, touchdown. What can I say? He's great at man coverage. Ain't too many people killing him in man coverage. Because he's stronger and he's athletic as hell. So he's not. It's like we can
But
hang.
that's what a tight end should be doing in the red zone.
But that's what. So what
Jimmy
my thing
Graham,
is.
Gronk, like everyone, like there's other
But
tight
you
ends in
can-
the
hold
league
on.
that do that. Mark
Mind you,
Andrews.
mind you, the 2 tight ends you mentioned at first doesn't do it in the red zone off of design routes. It's been
That
plenty
part.
of times where Gronk, just because he's bigger than everyone athletic, he just get a fade route. Cool. Or he'll find a
Gronk and
pocket.
Jimmy Graham, you can just throw it up to him because they're just bigger than everybody.
Hold on, wait. So let me ask this: how do you feel about Brock Bowers?
Dudes, I honestly view him more of a receiver than a tight end. I haven't seen too much footage of him. Like Raiders are also like
He's literally Travis Kelce. He's literally
He's a tight
just the
end.
same exact name as Travis Kelce, and he's a tight end.
What do you guys say about Tyler Warren, the Colts tight end? How do you
They
view him?
all mimic
I feel
their
like he's
games
more
after
traditional
Travis
than definitely Travis Kelce. Like
He's
Travis
not more
Kelce's more
traditional.
receiver.
I can tell you right
Do
now.
the
he's not more
exact same
traditional.
thing.
He's not more like traditional. All right, he could block better, but I'm not paying Travis Kelce to block. So
Bro.
go out on the route. That's all I need you to do. And half the time they don't even do that because we got Pacheco back there who's going to block still.
Well, now they got
Bro, Travis
they got
Kelce
K9
has
now.
he has the record for the yards at tight end, touchdowns at tight end.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, bro, but that's not just from scramble drills. He runs routes. He's not as great of a blocker, but he does block. You can't sit here and tell me that all of his stats come off of scramble drills, bro. And even if it does, to me, that's not a bad thing. That's not like easy. If it was easy,
It's
everybody
actually
would
more.
do it.
It's actually more impressive.
Mark
I don't think
Andrews
it's more
would do it.
impressive.
Jimmy Graham would have done. Jimmy Graham is not even in this conversation. It is Gronk and Travis Kelce, and then everybody else when you talk about
And I'm gonna
tight
be
end.
honest.
I would say
When you
Jimmy
mentioned Jimmy,
Travis is like
Graham
4
was
for me,
in
3 or
conversation
4
with
at best.
Drew Brees.
you said Travis Kelce 3 or 4 at best.
Yeah, for
Name
me.
me three.
But hold on, who?
I would take Gronk, Jimmy Graham,
Jimmy
and
Graham,
then
Jimmy Graham might be
I would.
top 5.
Depends,
Jimmy Graham might be
it
top
depends on
5.
what QB you give Jimmy Graham. If you give Jimmy
But
Graham Drew
he has Drew
Brees
Brees.
for his entire
But
career,
he-
hold on.
Hold on,
No,
wait.
okay.
Hold on, no,
I'll say
hell
this.
no.
I'm gonna pull-
kill this
You
now.
wasn't- you
I'm gonna kill
wasn't
this
I'm
letting
gonna
me
now.
pull. No, I'm gonna pull a Chris. I will die on this hill. There's nothing we can do to change my mind unless the defense is playing zone or the play ends in scramble drill. Travis Kelce is not your best option at tight end. He's not your
You're
top
crazy.
2, top 3 best option at tight end.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he-
I'm
I
gonna
will
kill
take
you.
his back
And
up.
you sound just like Chris when he talking about them Colts.
And I'm gonna kill you with
Travis
this.
Kelce's
I'm gonna
also
kill you with
cooked
this.
Jalen Ramsey. He's cooked Derwin James. Who else has he cooked?
I'm-
Some of the
I'm
best
gonna give you
in the
five.
league.
I'm gonna give you 5 tight ends before I even get to Jimmy Graham. I'm gonna go Gronk 1, Travis Kelce 2, Shannon Sharp 3.
You ain't gonna throw Tony
I'll
Gonzalez.
take Tony Gonzalez 4, and then I go Jason Witten 5. Actually, I don't even have to put Jason Witten. I'll take Greg Olsen over goddamn Jimmy Graham.
Or
So,
Antonio
Jimmy-
Gates.
Thank you. Jimmy Graham is nowhere near up there.
Jimmy Graham is not in this, bro.
And when you think
Okay,
about
I will say I forgot about a couple people,
you think about that.
but Travis Kelce still wouldn't be above him.
Even when you're crazy, because even when I mention all that, Travis Kelce and Shannon Sharp is the only athletic ones that can actually run routes and actually get downfield and get open.
It's crazy what you're saying, because Shannon Sharp himself has named Travis Kelce the best for exactly the reason that you criticized him for. He said out of his own mouth that Travis Kelce's ability to get open when the play breaks down makes him the GOAT. That's from Shannon Sharp, who is a Hall of Fame tight end himself.
Tony Gonzalez even said it. Antonio Gates is actual better. I'm not even gonna lie. Antonio Gates is way better than Jimmy Graham ever was. When it comes to route running, when it comes to blocking.
I'll agree to that. I will agree to that.
But that's what I'm saying. So
I forgot a couple of names in between there.
What I'm saying is, how can you agree to Jimmy Graham being like Antonio Gates being better, but not Travis Kelce? When Travis Kelce actually got stats better than both of them. Travis Kelce does more effective and actually was a product of them winning the championship. None of the other ones.
I've already said it, and it's not going to change. Just because I feel like too much of his stats come from scramble drill.
My thing with that is, bro, people like Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez who played the position talk about how hard that is to do. So I respect your position, but I don't agree with it, because if they're saying that and they did it at a high level, then I'm going to take what they say and be like, well, damn, he does that better than anybody. And they're calling him the GOAT for doing it.
So my thing is, take away all stats that came from scramble drills.
He still had championships. He still had championships. He still had the stats.
Championships is more due to team. Championships is more of a team thing.
But look, you know how you sound right now? That's like you being like, Steph only get all them threes up because Draymond set a screen.
Oh, hell no.
Now championships is all about a team.
That is different.
Now championships is all about a team.
How's that different?
Championships were about one person, Mike.
No, I'm talking about the Steph Curry comparison I just made.
For what, the past 16 episodes? But now all of a sudden, like, championships are a team game?
Nah, look. See, I'm the same way.
We talked about quarterback, though. That's where the difference comes in.
How?
I was talking to Mike. Like,
oh no, I agree with Mike.
Quarterback makes more of an impact on a team than a tight end can.
Not when you're the number one option on the offense. Not when you're the one that they rely on when shit gets tough.
If the Chiefs didn't have Tyreek Hill that first Super Bowl, do they go with just Travis Kelce and Mahomes?
They did though.
They literally did.
Yeah, that next year, but that first year, I'm talking about the first year.
They could have made it though. I can say yes because we saw it happen.
Didn't they also?
No, you can't because they knew they weren't gonna have. They knew they weren't gonna have Tyreek Hill, so they were able to prepare for that. If they didn't have him the previous year and it was just like still figuring things out and getting a team built.
But how did they prepare? How can you prepare?
They came back against Buffalo.
Free agency.
No, bro.
Who did they got Hollywood Brown. Hold on, they got Hollywood Brown. That's them adjusting.
That's better than what they had. That's better than what they had.
They picked up Hollywood Brown and Juju, and they didn't do shit. They still relied on
Juju. People were thinking Juju was a legit number one receiver when he was with the Chiefs.
He wasn't.
I don't even think he could. I don't even think he got a contract.
No one was saying Juju was number one.
Hold on, Mike. How many yards did he crack? How many yards did he crack? And they didn't get big contracts.
Talking about Juju?
Juju on the Chiefs.
First year he didn't crack over. He didn't crack 1,000. I can tell you that. And he wasn't.
I don't think
he didn't crack a lot. No, he didn't crack. I'm not saying he put up a lot of stats. He made key plays in playoffs.
He wasn't
when he was needed to.
You can make one play. Hold on. What you about to say?
Juju also wasn't even considered the number one option in that offense. It was still Travis Kelce.
And I'm be honest. That's like me saying Gabe Davis made key plays, but no one was gonna say Gabe Davis was better than Stephon Diggs on that Bills team.
Also,
Juju's
first year.
But what I'm saying,
I'm gonna go ahead. Juju's first year with the Chiefs, 933 yards.
All right.
3 touchdowns. That man did not score. That's not wide receiver 1 numbers.
Okay, but somebody gave him, I can't remember what team it was, gave him a contract immediately, quickly.
And he didn't do nothing afterwards.
Yeah, that
And he
was
didn't.
New
And where did he end back
England.
up afterwards? He went back to the Chiefs.
And he didn't start.
And still wasn't.
You know what, bro?
They
Oh, no, I'm not saying he did great, but like, I'm not saying he did great, but without Juju, without Juju that year, that first year, I don't think they go to the Super Bowl.
You don't believe
bro
that,
was
Simon.
7
You don't
yards.
believe that,
Bro
Simon.
almost had 1,000 yards.
You don't believe
But
Simon.
3 touchdowns. He's
I
a
do.
non-factor in the
I
red
gotta
zone.
Okay, no, y'all just said, okay, we've already talked about this. Travis Kelce is the red zone threat. You have to get to the red zone for him to be a threat in the red zone.
Hold on. And if they really had that many weapons, they wouldn't have got Hollywood. They wouldn't have got D-Hop old ass. They went and got so many people because they were like, we just can't depend on these people.
Scramble drill helps mitigate the talent you don't have because it's easier to get open.
The same
But
year
then Juju should have
Especially
did
from a wide
better.
receiver standpoint.
Hold on. Then Juju should have did better. Then Hollywood Brown should have did better. Because their scramble drill and
Why do you think
Hollywood
they
Brown
had
is
so-
way faster.
Why do you think their numbers were as high as what they were? They wouldn't have been as high as they were without scramble drill.
Hollywood Brown was getting drops. He was
Bro,
getting drops.
you keep talking about scramble drill, acting like that's not why we consider Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes great. Like, I don't get this shit, bro.
And to be
Like,
honest with you,
That's from the quarterback. That's a different perspective though, because that's from the quarterback. You're having to move around, navigate everything.
No.
Receiver, it's easier for the receiver because you just run to an open spot and hope the quarterback finds you.
But then,
There's two different aspects. There's two different sides to that.
So, quick question, Simon. So, if it was all that and scramble drill help out receivers, why didn't they keep Juju and Hollywood Brown? Because they wasn't producing consistently as Travis Kelce. That's the only
drops.
You're proving my point. Because Travis Kelce was able to do it.
No, I'm giving my point. Their numbers were inflated with Mahomes. They're not as good as what they look like when they were the Chiefs doing scramble drill, getting easier targets.
But
their numbers were inflated.
You mentioned scramble drill so much. If I'm a receiver out there running a route, how's it my fault that my QB scrambling and I have to all of a sudden get open, break off?
It's not your fault. I'm just saying it's easier for you to get open once the quarterback starts running
around. That's the fundamental
around.
difference that we have that we're just not going to agree on. Because
y'all can play defense and how to cover people in a scramble drill. After covering their initial route, and then their secondary route, and then all of a sudden the quarterback runs.
I want to say this real quick.
All you do is just stay attached to the hill.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick.
Bro, you haven't played defense, you don't know it.
This is what it's kind of equivalent to. This is what it's kind of equivalent to. And I'm going to use a basketball reference. This is just like when niggas get mad that Bam scored 83 points against a trash team. If that makes sense.
No, I don't feel like it's the same. I think compare it to basketball because basketball, like,
the reason I'm saying
one or two people that are literally the team.
Well,
the reason why I'm saying that.
Hang on, Chris. Let me go before you continue. As a DB, like from what I learned, because I was coached by 2 NFL players in high school. If you're a DB and the opponent's QB goes in the scramble drill, you have to be the most disciplined player at that position once scramble drill occurs. If you let your man get wide open, you're undisciplined.
No, Mike, okay. You can still be disciplined. Have you ever covered a receiver on their initial route, on their secondary route, 30 yards downfield, and then all of a sudden, they break 5 different ways and run to an open spot? That's not a normal route. That is nothing, bro. And I guarantee you got beat, because I can cover way better. I played college football and covered.
So why don't everybody do it then?
It's play style. It's scheme. Chiefs have a fucking shitty O-line. The Chiefs organization will not get Mahomes an O-line. He has nothing to do but scramble.
That just happened, though.
But you can't say it's scheme when if we're in scramble, then that's not a part of scheme. That's just us playing backyard football at that point.
That's literally their scheme.
Yeah, and this literally could come down to like normal football offense compared to fucking Thanksgiving backyard football, which is what the Chiefs do. Like, that's 2 completely different things.
So question. Just aside from Travis Kelce, so where's Pat Mahomes and you for like greatest quarterback of all time?
If I set like my hatred for him aside, Burrow's elite. Like when he retires, he will be. If you let me finish, when Burrow retires, if he were to retire tomorrow, he would be up there with Tom Brady.
But
All
so
right.
you criticize. Hold on. So you condemn Travis Kelsey, but Pat Mahomes stats off a scramble. He's elite. He's this. He
Because
finished
it's
here.
different from a quarterback's perspective.
No
Scrambling
sense,
from a
man.
quarterback's perspective. No, scrambling. If you're a quarterback scrambling, you got to look out for the D line. You got to look at linebackers coming at you. You also still have to be able to scan the field, see the DBs in the field, to where you don't throw a dumb pass that gets picked off
And guess
and
what?
return for 6.
No.
That's
You don't
different
say that.
compared to
No.
a receiver or tight end who runs to an open spot. They just
But
have to
that's
get
also-
open and
Hold on, but
hope
that's
the
also-
quarterback sees them so that they can catch the ball.
But so that means I gotta hope you see me. I gotta make sure I continue running. I gotta keep my feet moving. I gotta stay in the play. I gotta make
I gotta
sure.
show you my numbers and all of this
Thank you.
shit.
He's rolling to the right. All right, let me go to the right side of the field just to make sure it's easier to pass for him. Cool. Let me shake off this linebacker.
But
All right,
Mahomes
cool,
will
that
throw it all the way across
Hold
the
on.
field. So you can't even say, let me go to this side so it's easier.
How many
Mahomes
times-
has without the
how many-
throw it clear across
how
the
many
field,
times-
across his
hold on.
body.
How many times have you threw it across the field in the scramble drill to Travis Kelsey? Not really like that. That's
But it's
like
the
a
fact that he has the
5%.
capability to launch it all the way across
But
the
he's
field,
not.
across his
But
body to
he's-
somebody over there.
but
So
guess
you
what?
have to have people
He's
going
not.
that way.
Guess what? He's not though, because if he throws across the field,
He
in the
will if
scramble
they're
drill,
open.
yeah,
But
but
you're
he.
speaking
I've seen him
what
do
ifs-
it multiple
what ifs-
times.
That's
what
also
ifs
that's
don't
also
come
a
That's not a
slower
what if.
ball.
I've seen
Hold
him
on,
do it
that's-
multiple
But that's
times.
also a slower ball. That's also more time for a
But he
DB or a
completes
linebacker.
it. Every time he throws it, he completes it.
Not every time. You cannot.
No, he completes it at a high percentage.
All right, who
Higher than what it
goes-
should be.
Who it goes to? Who the ball goes to?
Bro, it don't matter. If somebody's on that side of the field and he
It
sees them
matters.
open and he throws it, it gets caught.
But guess
Why
what?
does that matter?
But guess what?
It's the
'Cause
fact
he's
that
not-
you still have to send coverage that way when he
Hold on.
scrambles.
So you telling me when Juju and Hollywood Brown on the team, he looking for them fucking two? No, he's looking for 87 because he's going to get the yards after the catch. He know he's going to find a pocket. All right, cool. That
He's also the
linebacker
most
stand-
consistent
Hold on.
receiver he's had, tight end, in
Oh,
general.
you're proving my point.
In terms of history, I'm talking about history. He hasn't played with Hollywood Brown, Juju, as many years as he has with Kelsey. Kelsey
if
and
you're-
him have history, that chemistry. Chemistry.
Cool.
But
Can't be
the
beat.
point is, because going to your original argument, Kelsey was doing this shit before Mahomes, bro. He was doing this shit with
Not
Alex
scramble
Smith.
drill. Not scramble drill. Alex Smith, he was in the pocket more so.
That's our whole point. He was putting up numbers before Mahomes got there with the apparent
If you're also
scramble
going
drill.
for chemistry,
And what
that's
I'm saying
basically
is-
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is overrated because they played in college, and now they're on
No,
the
I'm
Bengals.
not. That's a whole different point, Mike. What T said, like, with Alex
but
Smith,
he's saying
he was
the
putting...
exact
No,
same thing.
no, it's not. Because with Alex Smith, he was putting up really good numbers for a tight end. He was going to go down in history as a top-tier tight end with Alex Smith if he kept putting up those numbers. Mahomes came in, and the scramble drill came into play, and his numbers inflated. They're higher than what they would have been if he had a quarterback that didn't go into scramble drill every other
Hold
play.
on. They're also more passive.
I'm also gonna.
They're also more
everybody
passive
because I
now.
have the stats pulled up right here. Those numbers didn't even.
Oh, I'm looking
inflate
at
by
them.
that much. They didn't inflate that much. Yards
Bro.
wise, he probably got 200 to 300 more yards. That's not a high.
27, no. Look, 2017 to 2018. 2017 was Alex Smith's last year. 2018 is Mahomes' first year. 300-yard increase on the season. Half-yard increase on an average.
It's also
And-
more pass heavy team though.
I was about to say because you're
the
also
scramble
missing.
drill goes into place also.
No,
Like,
bro.
with
you're
Alex
also
Smith,
missing-
What running back
most
do they have?
yards with Alex Smith,
That's
the
what
most
I'm
yards he
saying.
ever had was like 1,100.
No, you're also
what running
ignoring
back
the
did they
fact that their running back Kareem Hunt got let go that same year that Patrick Mahomes took over. So of course you're going to throw the ball more. So his numbers should go up. And
Okay,
if anything,
look at 2000 okay.
hold on, bro. If anything, Travis Kelsey benefited Mahomes, bro. Mahomes came in with a ready-made team that was already in the playoffs before then. They were a contending team before Mahomes started.
No, yeah.
So how are we going to say that Mahomes did this for Kelsey and not the other way around? Because before Mahomes got there, Kelsey was already putting up numbers and the team was already winning. Of course, they did better because Mahomes was a better quarterback than Alex Smith, but that should fucking happen. It's no different than if you take Patrick Mahomes and put him on the Texans. Nico Collins' numbers should go up because you're playing with a better quarterback. That does not mean that Nico Collins isn't a great receiver.
With Alex.
You're just utilizing him better.
The only point I'm making is Travis Kelsey is a little bit overrated just because When Mahomes came into play, scramble drill came into effect a lot more, and that dude's numbers went up. When 2016, Travis Kelce
I mean,
had 1125 yards passing.
Bro, we heard.
Every year after that, he exceeded it. Besides 1 year in 2021.
We beating the dead horse here.
So
Yeah,
so let me just ask you a question real quick.
circles, bro.
you can
We get what
ask
you're
your question.
saying. We're not understanding what you're saying. We just disagree
No.
with the point. We just
Yeah, no. Because the
No,
point y'all make, Steve Meyer,
I say this. I say this. So the issue is that he's overrated. So Simon's objective is, from what I'm hearing, is Travis Kelce is overrated. It's because he's doing what he's supposed to do.
pretty
He's doing the
much.
job,
Pretty
basically.
much.
Let's say it this way. Dude, if it wasn't like, dude was going to be an elite tight end.
He was
People put
already
him at a prestige level, I feel like, because of scramble drill with Mahomes.
He was already.
So,
I mean,
If
that's the same time though. That's the same time
As an
though.
elite tight end still.
Sorry.
Yeah,
But I can
if he
say this
played
real
with
quick.
Aaron Rodgers, he would do the same thing. If he played with Drew Brees, he would have did the same thing. If he played with Tom Brady, he would have did the same thing.
But it would have been in
He should have
scramble
always
drill,
played.
where it's easier to get open.
That's what we're saying. He would have just been doing it because he's that great of a tight end. He's top two.
But
He might
we
not
haven't
even
seen
be
it.
two.
We haven't seen that. So
So
how do we
give
know?
me 2 minutes, guys.
We did. We saw it, bro. Travis Kelce was in the conversation of being the best tight end in the league before
when
Pat
Alex
Mahomes
Smith.
even started.
But what I'm saying is, his numbers would have stayed more consistent as what they were when he was with, Alex Smith.
But this is
But
where
when Mahomes came in,
numbers
that
were
scramble
consistent.
drill took over, and so his numbers went up more. Let's go ahead and move on. We're
I
just
get
talking
that.
the same stuff over and over.
No, what we're saying, I get that, but you're ignoring the context that Travis Kelce was
No.
already regarded that before
No.
Mahomes.
I'm not ignoring that. What I'm saying is, Travis Kelce was already on pace to be an elite tight end. Without Mahomes, people would still view him as an elite tight end. But with the scramble drill, people are putting him at a prestige level when he would have been just elite.
Man, Mike,
Elite is the highest level, though. Am I not mistaken?
is he
There's levels within it. Even like within,
You sound like a hater,
for example,
bro.
within the Hall of Fame, there's levels. Within elite, there's levels.
I mean, you can't really be a Hall of Fame player if you're still playing, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's an example. I'm not saying he's gonna be Hall of Fame. Like I'm not saying anything about Travis Kelce with being Hall of Fame. He will be a Hall of Famer. You're like connecting two different things. The point I'm making and what I'm comparing it to is within the Hall of Fame, there's levels to it. Like people are in the Hall of Fame, there's levels. Within the elite category, there's levels of active players and historic players. There's levels. And what I'm saying is, within that elite category, Travis Kelce is a little overrated for what he should be.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Simon. All right, aside from Travis Kelce, name me one tight end that you will replace Travis Kelce that can do the exact same thing.
Bro, that's the easiest person. Gronkowski, I would take Gronkowski every day.
We established they were 1 and 2.
Not Gronkowski. Though. I'm talking about like right now. Who's playing right now? Now who retired?
Dude, if we're talking about right now, Travis Kelce's old as shit right now. I will take all kinds. I will take Kittle. I will take Bauer. Yeah, that's completely different, bro. Kelce's washed right now. The Chiefs should have not given him a 3-year extension.
Bro,
they should not have given him a 3-year extension. He will be lucky to crack 1,000.
All the stuff aside, bro, my biggest thing is Travis Kelce is a top 2 tight end of all time. So I don't get how he's overrated. And this is not just me saying it. This is the great tight ends that have crowned him that. So if you argue with me, go argue with Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez, the people that have crowned him actually the GOAT.
Go ahead.
It's everybody's opinion.
Go ahead.
It's all opinion based.
Because Gronk has also said that Travis is one of the best, if not better than him.
Thank you.
It's all opinion.
If they've done it though, and they know what it takes to do what he's done, we have to value that at some point, to some degree. I get that you're entitled to opinion, but they've literally done the shit, and they played.
I don't discredit what they're saying, but at the same time, they never played with a quarterback that was as great at scramble drill like Mahomes.
because we're in a
We
new.
put
All
we
of them-
like people
also-
classify Mahomes as the best scramble quarterback ever.
We're also in a new age of QBs, so scramble drill is going to be a lot common in this modern day of the NFL right now.
Still doesn't change the fact that like of getting open whenever you have a man next to you and you're given all these different moves and you go where they
Let's
don't
go to the
think.
next topic, bro, because we're
Yeah,
gonna spend a
let's
whole
move on.
episode on this shit. 'Cause
I already
that
said I'll
shit-
die on this hill. We all know where everybody stands.
Whatever you saw him, but you sound crazy as hell,
That-
and you sound like a big hater.
That Cowboys fan coming out of him right now.
That's
Nah,
what it
man.
is, bro.
I'm not even a Cowboy. Like I don't even consider myself a Cowboys fan. Like honestly, I keep up with football for like the love of the sport. Like that's
That's
where
crazy.
it's at.
That's crazy to me,
A
man.
slight delusional Cowboys fan came out of you for a second, but moving on to the next topic. Should the Lakers be taken more seriously?
I'll start off. Yes, they should.
I need a minute, bro.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, Simon. You definitely you kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't even expecting to get that loud. I'm like, I'm befuddled by these statements, but
Go to the Lakers, bro. Just go to the Lakers.
Lakers definitely should be taken serious as a contender. Now that we seeing like them put it together, seeing the unity between the team. Austin Reeves, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, Austin Reeves still kind of let me down with like his impact, but like he's been improving on it like these recent games. LeBron doing what he do out there, Luka doing what he do. Now, granted, sometimes I feel like he shoot ultra too much, but definitely a contender. Everybody buying in. You could tell, even DeAndre Ayton. I could see them. I could see them going to the Western Conference.
That man Luka got divorced and became a whole different player.
A baller. That's what he became.
I'll
A baller.
say this. I agree. I feel like the Lakers should be taken a little bit more serious now, but my what was really making me worried about is can they keep this consistency up in the playoffs?
And so that's where I'm like, I don't
Go
think
ahead.
really they should be taken even
Because
serious.
right now I'll say yes because of course the season they balling out. You know they hit more than they
Just get
balling
the
out.
brakes off the Cavs.
And I know Luka, like Mike said, ever since homeboy got divorced, he been hitting over 30 points per game. LeBron, he's stepping into that realm, that field. He hitting over like what 19 points per game. And those two right there, don't get me started. And that just those two. Don't get me started with Austin Reeves too.
Nah,
And
they
so,
just don't worry.
But my question is because I'm not really too much for Luka getting injured towards the playoffs. It's more LeBron, and what's making it worse because it as safe as it is right now, the Luka Braun duo it's a thing now. It's sounding real promising right now, but knowing LeBron at his age and if he gets hurt, that's already taking off those key components. And that's like 20 points. That's like what? The extra 19, 20 points that could be like added to those scores. So now it's probably going to either be Luka, probably going to be AR, it's probably going to be who else? You know. So I feel like to me personally, yes, but I'm still kind of worried.
Would you say LeBron's their facilitator right now on the court?
No, he's their do-it person, whatever you need.
See, I say if Braun goes down, that's gonna be your biggest hurt in the playoffs because you pretty much lose that experience. You lose your court manager, the person that's gotta put you in the right position. See, I would say if Luka would be put into your facilitator role, that's where I get a little worried now because you're putting more on Luka's plate. And also, I don't know how well if Luka stepped up.
I wouldn't even say that.
Luka's a good facilitator.
I don't know.
I wouldn't even say that though, because even then, because like I said, even though take away off of LeBron, you still have Austin Reeves and DeAndre Ayton. They still hold that.
Ain't Luka like second in the league in assists though?
That's what I'm saying. No, like Luka's a top tier facilitator. Like he's a natural facilitator. He's a natural facilitator. The thing with LeBron though is you can literally have multiple games where He doesn't score a whole lot. He gets double-digit points, but he's not putting up a lot of points. But he's got a double-double with assists and points. Like LeBron does whatever he's needed in that game.
And don't get me started though. Don't get me started. If I'm not mistaken, what's old dude named the white dude? Luke Kennard. Think that's his name.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Luke Kennard.
sharpshooter.
He's low key pulling some weight too on it. So we not go. So I'm not
Right.
gonna sit.
I mean,
I'm
realistically,
I'm not gonna sit there and say.
I'm gonna let Simon go, and then I'm gonna go.
So I'll say this real quick. Like if losing LeBron would this hurt? Would this be like a missing key factor to them staying consistent? For sure, because LeBron, that's LeBron doing his thing. But what I'll say this.
They actually have a better record without LeBron. I wanted to throw that out there too.
100%.
I mean, they do. But I feel like that. But I would say this though. Would I be like that? Yeah, they out the playoffs type of they out the playoff. They not championship contenders without him. No, I feel like even like if he get urgent, God forbid, if he's out during the season, they could still be a championship team.
yeah, I would go with that. They was even without LeBron, they would still put up a fight in the playoffs.
So okay, this is my take. Everybody knows Luka can win a series.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows LeBron can win a series. Everybody knows both of those players when they get in the playoffs, they can take over a series. So everybody already knows to be leery and cautious of the Lakers in playoffs. Now the question is, how far do they go in the playoffs?
Depends on how well.
I think they are a second round out still. I still think best case scenario they are a second round out. You're talking about an aging LeBron that's not doing what he did with the Cavs and the Heat, where that dude is going to go dominate in every asset of the game for 7 games in a playoff series. Like, this dude, I respect the hell out of LeBron because he's doing something that most superstars can't do. He's taking the role of just literally doing whatever the team needs him to do in that game. It's going and getting a double-double with rebounds and assists. It's going and getting a double-double with rebounds and points, points and assists. He does it. Like, he's realized that. But we've only seen a small sample size of the Lakers doing great really recently. 10 games, not in a playoff series. Like, playoffs, that's a different beast.
All right, so
Their defense isn't consistent, so I still expect them to flop. Go for it, T.
I agree with Simon as far as like how far they can go, but I will say this to answer the question: should they be taken more seriously? So in their last 17 games, the Lakers are 15-2, meaning that they're figuring something. And so the reason I agree and disagree with that, I agree with his overall premise, but I would say the reason we were saying we were taking more seriously because for the majority of the season, they were hanging around with like the 5th, 6th seed, fluctuating somewhere there. They've now catapulted to the 3rd seed. I will say that I would still like pick the Nuggets, OKC, and the Spurs. However, here's where it gets interesting. Because when you get to the second, like if the playoffs ended today, I think they play the Rockets in the first round. They beaten us. Point blank, period. You get to the second round. Say they get the Spurs. While I believe the Spurs should win that series, who has some more experience and who has the better superstars? Because when you get to the playoffs, this regular season shit that y'all doing does not matter. So at the end of the day, I think they cap out at the second round, but say it isn't wrong. They could potentially make it to the Western Conference Finals if they draw the correct side of the bracket. So with that being the case, how can you not take them serious? Because we've seen the other teams vulnerable. We've seen if the Spurs and Thunder have to play each other, and we've seen the Spurs match up well with them, and the Spurs win that series, and the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the second round, and now you got a Lakers Spurs Western Conference Finals. You can't sit there and tell me that the Lakers can't win that series and make the finals, right? We've seen teams like that just last year with the Pacers. So for me, I think the Lakers have started to figure it out as far as their superstars role. Like you said, Simon, I think LeBron he's great because he knows when to take over and when not to. He's deferred to Luka, but he still is great. LeBron is literally leading the league in fast break points at 41 years old, which makes no fucking sense at all. But
Oh
with
yeah.
that being the case, and with Austin Reeves playing better, with them starting to build their chemistry, which we knew they would this season, I think all bets are off. We've seen crazier things in the playoffs, is all I'm saying. So with that being the case, they're definitely in that contender range.
The only thing I gotta say about that last part, and it's like Chris mentioned it a couple of times, I am not sold on AR being there in playoffs yet. Dude's not consistent and like hasn't like been that consistent superstar you want in regular season. Last playoffs he wasn't there. So if you're taking Austin Reeves away from this score, all of a sudden you're putting everything on Luka and LeBron. Those two are
And
dangerous. Those are like they could.
I'm saying,
Luka like LeBron takes over the first series. Luka takes over the next series. If LeBron's got enough to get him through another series, like it's my okay. So my answer to the question is no. You don't take them any more serious than what you do, but you should already be taking them very serious,
and I
just due
think
to the fact of what they're capable of and what they've proven they can do with
that's why I
lesser
think
talent around them.
that's where I think we differ, because I think for the majority of the season we didn't consider them contenders, and now we do. Which
I did. Or
and
not
so
contenders. Contenders, no, but like playoffs and
You
being able
believe
to
they can
upset
make the
people.
playoffs?
and my only rebuttal to the Austin Reeves point is, well, we've never seen Stephon Castle in the playoffs. I
Yeah,
expect
that,
Wemby to be great, but we haven't seen him in the playoffs. We haven't seen the Spurs in the playoffs before, so we
And
don't know what
physical
to
defense.
expect. Yeah, we don't know what to expect from them. So like, if you're telling me that LeBron and Luka can beat them, I'm not gonna say that's crazy, because I've seen both of them do it, and I've seen Luka do it as the best player on the team. It would be different if Luka was like a second best player when the Mavs made that run. But this is basically like Luka having a better Kyrie, even though LeBron is 41. That could
And
do
to be
way
honest with
more.
you, with
I
the
wouldn't say
matchup
better
with the
Kyrie,
Spurs,
just different skilled Kyrie.
no, he's a
No,
better Kyrie.
he's a better
Better
Kyrie.
Kyrie. But my thing is like matchup wise, not too many of them got power forwards that can hold LeBron. And then the thing with Stephon Castle, I think he will be in foul trouble when it comes to playoffs. For the simple
Yeah,
fact, he's going to get on Luka. He's going to get on Austin Reeves. People who know how to get that contact and get the foul call. And then with the Spurs, they got to rely on a lot of role players. That's how they beat the Thunder. That's how they beat teams like that. Champagny having a good game. Harrison Barnes going off the 20, hitting 4 threes. That's not normal of Harrison Barnes, but when stuff like that happen, we can see someone winning. But that's like Luke Kennard gonna get more shots. Luke Kennard could go on the 15 shot, like 15 points, and then what? Now the Lakers look so much better, and you got Rui off the bench, so you got a spark plug there who just had a great game. It's like stuff like that. When you look at matchups, the Lakers actually match up with a lot of teams. The Rockets will have a tough time. Why? Because once it's no K, like once KD not on, who are you relying on? Because none of them can shoot.
who you
I
relying
don't
on
know
the Lakers when their starters aren't in the court?
Cool. Who the Rockets got on the bench?
Well, the Lakers don't got nobody on the bench really either. You're talking about a sixth man, and Rui. Like that's one person. They don't got a center that's a backup that can literally manage the paint. I do not trust
Jackson
Hayes at
Hayes,
all, bro. I don't trust that
the
bro,
dude that
bro.
just had 18 and 10 2 games ago, the dude who did
Wow,
good against
okay,
the
2 games
Cavs.
ago he had
Hold on.
18 and 10. He had one good game with stats. Like that dude, that
So
dude
you
needs
gonna
to
disregard?
go.
You gonna disregard all he did this season? Because he had games where he got over 20. He had games where he got 3 blocks. We can't ignore that and just be like, oh well, we don't trust him. Who do the Rockets have on the bench that we trust? Who do the Spurs have on the bench that we trust? Devin Vassell, the
Spurs are a
inconsistent
much
demon.
deeper team. Spurs. Okay, so this is my
I
only
don't know
thing.
Half of them are
about that.
inconsistent. Half of them are
Okay,
inconsistent.
last postseason, like finals, both teams were deep. They had a bench. Like
And
the Spurs, I view
the
the Spurs
Thunder,
have less. They have less postseason and talent, like experience, and like I will definitely say Luka, LeBron, and AR, if they're actually at their peak, or like with their playoff experience, are going to be better than the Spurs.
hold
But
on.
what happens
But
when
Simon,
Luka's out and
hold
you're
on.
like way deep into the playoffs and it's just Braun and AR's throwing up
Hold
bricks?
on, wait.
Hold on, say I got it. But Simon, you could have said the same thing when the Mavs made their finals run. Nobody expected their team because on paper that team
Oh, no.
wasn't that deep. When you have two great players like that, and you got to remember that in the playoffs, your team has to be deep, but your rotation gets shorter anyway. You go from a 10-man rotation to about an 8-man rotation.
Only
The
people
Lakers
that
have
did
a
it.
solid 8-man.
Only people that did 10-man
That's the reason I pointed
rotation
out
was the Thunder.
last finals. That's the only reason I pointed out last finals because both teams, Pacers and them, had deep benches.
No, because the Pacers actually shrunk their rotation when they got to the finals.
They did.
Along the way, they kept it like a 9-man rotation, but half of the people in that 6 to 9 or 6 to 10 range not really doing shit.
So, but, okay, do you really think
outside of TJ McConnell and Opie Toppin, who else on that bench had good games? Nobody. Thunder, Isaiah Joe wasn't having that many good games. Aaron Wiggins wasn't having that many good games because they only have good games when Shea and J-Dub not playing because all they do is get the shots. So of course the rotation looks better. Casey Wallace don't go off for a lot of points. He's there to be a defender. He might have games where he ball out. It's the same thing with Lou Dort, who we not really worried about killing us on points. Jalen Williams not really killing us on points. He's more of a rebounder. So it's like, what are we talking about? Because when we say deeper, they're doing their role, but they're not actually they're not going off for 20 on the bench. And then now it's like, oh, we didn't expect that because they're not doing that.
No, you make a great point, but it's like they weren't doing it consistently. You don't expect your bench to pop off consistently. As long as you have one or two people from your bench be able to maintain when your starters are out, that's all you need, and that's what they have. So with the Lakers, take the Lakers for example. With Luka, LeBron, and if we're gonna assume AR has a playoff experience like he did last year, do you expect LeBron at this age to be able to play those heavy playoff minutes? And then I honestly feel like at the end of the day, you're going to end up with
no reason to believe that he can't, though.
You're going to I honestly feel like at a certain point, once you get to second round to a certain point, you're mostly going to have Luka out there with a lesser team than what he had with the Mavs.
No, because why? Guess what?
I don't know about that.
He had better teams built around him. Sharpshooters, better bigs, everything.
He got sharpshooter now in Luke Kennard, but it literally is about the same because Daniel Gafford ain't that much better than Jackson Hayes. But go on, Derek Lively, DeAndre Ayton literally come down to the same level, and I still take DeAndre Ayton over Derek Lively.
Derek Lively gave more effort, and that makes a difference in a game.
And where is he at? Because he's not always available.
I was injured right now. That's a different story. Luka's not with them right now. That's different. You can't even bring that into the equation right now.
Cool. What did he do in that playoffs? Jack shit when he got to the finals, right? Cool. He couldn't defend Jaylen Brown from getting
LeBron James, bro.
Okay, answer me this. Who would have beat the Celtics that year in finals? Who would have? Nobody. Thank you.
Nuggets?
No. Did they make it? No.
Hold on. You asked me a question, then you're going to say, did they make it? You asked me who would beat them. And I said the Nuggets.
That's fair.
So, you can't say they wouldn't have.
Got you, said.
Yeah. I was like, I almost said that's a flag.
Because who the fuck would have stopped Jokic? Jaylen Brown? Oh, Tatum? Guess what? That's foul trouble. Who would have held Jamal Murray? All right, Drew Holiday, cool. I get that. Jokic still going to ball out, and you still had Aaron Gordon, who's going to be on Jason Tatum.
Yeah. You make a good argument. Awesome. Like, honestly, legit, yeah. Cool. I could see that.
To the Lakers, when you go to rotational piece, when LeBron go to the bench, cool. AR, you and Luka, y'all stay out here. Cool.
But is AR actually going to show up in playoffs this year?
But that's a lot. That's an if.
He didn't show up last year. He didn't show up last year, so it's not really an if. It's more of an if he's going to show up. Because right now the assumption is he's not.
Cool. Hold on. So
that was like they'd only played 20 games together at that point or something like that.
They were still balling last year in the regular season and then showed up in the playoffs.
But my thing is they also didn't have Luka. So when we only able to focus in on LeBron and Austin Reeves, it's like what do we do?
They did have Luka last year.
They did. Oh well, I was about to say that.
Cool. That's all.
But they figured out their chemistry, and I think that's the part that we're missing.
But we also added pieces and we got rid of pieces. Gabe Vincent didn't do shit in the playoffs. Got
Yeah,
rid of
bro.
his ass.
That
Cool.
part.
We went to middle school with Jared, but he only a defender and a rebounder. That's your role. That's all you are. You're not there to score. I don't need you. I don't need us kicking into the corner and hoping you hit a three. Don't do that. Drive in, get fouled, whatever like that. Create foul trouble. That's what we need. But we also got Luke Kennard now who can shoot. We got Jack LaRavia who ain't the best shooter, but he can knock one down.
He's
Rui
streaky.
who's shooting 40. Rui shooting, but he can knock it down. Rui shooting 44% from three. So then what?
He's on his own.
What you say he on his own?
I said when he's on, he's on.
Oh, but cool. When you look at Rui, guess what? When LeBron
But
go to the
Aji
bench,
was like a Harrison Barnes,
no,
younger Harrison
look.
Barnes.
When LeBron go to the bench, guess who come in? Rui. So now it's Rui, Austin Reeves, and Luka. All right, cool. Luka, you tired. LeBron, you come in. We got Rui, Austin Reeves, and LeBron now. Austin Reeves, you tired. Luka, come back in. Now it's LeBron, Luka, and Austin. Like Rui.
And
It's
I,
rotational.
I just want to add this part too, bro. When you talk about LeBron James, bro, I don't. I'm the person that say Jordan's the GOAT, but I've sat here and watched LeBron do this over and over. When you talk about a 7-game series and the guy that you want facilitating your team and playing chess, not checkers in the playoffs, bro, I'm sorry. Like when it comes, and he has talent with him, he has a Luka. You could argue that Luka in his prime may be the best player that LeBron has played with in his career, which is saying something because he's played with defense. But what I'm saying is, bro, like, you got to beat them 4 times in like a 2 week span. Good luck. I think it's teams that can do it, but I wouldn't want to be the team that has to do it, particularly at this moment where it seems like they're figuring out their chemistry and they're starting to gel right at the right time. This is Brian
You want
Windhorst
to be
brought
hot
this up.
right now.
He just brought this up on ESPN. If you look at the Lakers' last like month and a half, it is very reminiscent of what the Pacers were doing at the end of last season. And what did they do? And that's the only reason why I'm like, I can't immediately write them off. Do I think that his team's better in the West than them? Absolutely. Do I think the Lakers will win the championship? No, but I think they have officially put their name in that conversation, and you have to watch how this shit plays out. And don't be surprised if they make it to a Western Conference Finals because they're trending in a way that they probably could.
No, okay, I think honestly, I think we're mostly in agreement on this because I see him as a second round out, best case Western Conference. I don't think with the current makeup with the team and with LeBron's age, like unless they get a very favorable matchup in the Western Conference, I don't see them getting out of like Western Conference Finals. But like,
I think I think
I'm
the
not.
difference is because we said this earlier. I think the difference is you've had that point of view kind of the whole season,
Yeah,
whereas most people didn't because around Christmas and at the beginning of the New Year, we didn't think that we could the playoffs and be a first round. The only reason a lot of people are starting to see that now is because of how they've been playing the last month. That's what the difference is.
You kind of fading out, my boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I, oh yeah, hold up.
yeah,
But no, I think that's the. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
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 I think that's the biggest difference. I think where our starting point of expectations are different because I think we all, like you said, we're saying the same thing, but me and Seth are like we are seeing something different now than we did at the beginning of the season because they're gelling better now and they're starting to hit a different type of stride than what they had.
Because I expected them to get to this point and be at this point in December. Like,
But they gave us no reason to see that early on.
I'd seen a couple of glimpses. Like there's a couple of games where it's like when they play defense, like it was nowhere near consistent. I'm not saying it was consistent, but they showed me a couple of glimpses of what they could be, and that looks like what they're doing right now.
But I would argue that when they did that, LeBron wasn't playing. Their best part of the season early on was when LeBron wasn't on the court.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue was when LeBron came back, it looked like him, Austin Reeves, and Luka couldn't figure that shit out. They have, it seems like now. And that's the biggest difference. And that's what makes them even scarier and dangerous because it's not just that they're winning, but it looks like they've defined their roles specifically. And now they're going to be clicking on all cylinders. That's what makes them look different.
Oh yeah, and I think honestly that's what like for me, like if you were like in December, I had them as a second round with like maybe Western Conference best case, but like that was a stretch.
But
It
now,
was literally now
that's
that
what I'm saying.
LeBron, now that they got that chemistry, for me, it's like okay, Western Conference Finals is not a stretch. Like that is a
That's what I'm saying.
possibility. I still think they're a second round out, but depending on the matchups and the way things go, like I could see them going Western Conference.
I would say since
Like,
we're all
come
in, I was gonna say since we're all in agreement here, this would be a great spot to end it here because we are at time after a very heated first 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm glad we agreed on something because Simon crazy as hell for that Travis Kelsey take.
Yeah.
Hey, there's levels to eliteness. There's levels.
And Travis Kelsey sets the standard for that at the tight end position, brother.
Average elite, maybe above average.
Average elite is crazy.
At least still elite.
Average
Just
and
like-
elite being in the same sentence don't even go together, but you can't be an average elite person.
Just
You can
like
be an average Hall of Famer, so you can be an average elite person.
Even
He's not an
as an
average.
average Hall of Fame.
That's still.
I know. I'm not saying he's an average Hall of Famer, but we're not getting into that.
We're
Yeah.
we're not gonna end this. No.
Simon you just a hater of Travis Kelsey.
Jeez, bro, just admit it.
Nah, I respect. Okay,
Stop.
if you don't say that, I respect Mahomes. I talk good about Mahomes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
ended off on a good note with all ingredients in the Lakers. YouTube, if y'all enjoyed today's episode, leave a like, share it with your friends. Let us know what you think in the comments. We will catch y'all next week, starting off with who should be the MVP of the NBA.
Hold on, just a little quick teaser.